keep it all the way real on this podcast today because I am pissed. Robin admitting that she hid her story from the world on the show that pays you is a slap in the face to everyone involved, including the audience. And the fact that you have the audacity to go on your podcast to reveal this. We spent this entire half-assed season with these made-up storylines about Chris Bassett. And yes, I'm gonna say made up because I allegedly was told that a few of the housewives had a meeting before filming about what the storyline was going to be, and that this Chris Bassett stuff was part of that conversation. I've always said there was something off about this season, and now I know what it is. None of y'all are living your real life.
Carlos King didn't hold back this time. He went live on Instagram and completely called out Destiny Payton and LaTisha Scott. And when I say called out, I'm not talking about a couple of harmless comments or light shade. No, he aired everything. Out in front of thousands of viewers. Carlos looked directly into the camera and said he was done protecting people who twist the truth. Right from the start, you could tell this wasn't going to be one of those lighthearted lives. His tone was serious, and his eyes told you he meant every word. He made it clear that he didn't remove Destiny or LaTisha on a whim. It wasn't a last-minute decision to boost ratings or stir up quick drama. According to Carlos, this had been in motion for months. He explained that both women had crossed major boundaries more than once.
To work harder to get what we deserve, right? And I was such a huge part of that, along with other producers and everybody else involved too. But I moved to Atlanta to do that show because I was invested in making it number one.
This wasn't an isolated issue, it was a repeated pattern. He claimed they had both gotten too comfortable, forgetting how they got to where they were. In his words, he gave them a platform, exposure, and income. In return, what he says he got back was ego, disrespect, and chaos that disrupted the show. Carlos also revealed that he had taken heat from fans and even other cast members for keeping them on the show as long as he did. He said he had defended them repeatedly, even when viewers were already calling for their exit. That's why, to him, this was personal. It wasn't just about business anymore. It was about being pushed past his breaking point. Now let's rewind and break down exactly what happened in that live. Because he didn't hold anything back, Carlos began by saying he'd been quiet far too long. And honestly, that part was true. We've seen all kinds of drama play out over the years, cast members throwing shade, arguments spilling over on social media, and fans calling people out, yet Carlos always stayed calm and professional in public. He's not the type to blast people online. But this time, he was done holding it in. I've protected my cast. I've taken the hits for them.
I'm gonna sit on the phone with a woman that I know is cheating with my man. I'm just not gonna do that. Watching them interact, watching them have conversations, is like watching her teach this woman how she wants them to operate. And I said that to her. I just really can't sit in a room with someone that will lie to my face.
But now I'm done, he said. And watching him, you could feel the exhaustion. It wasn't just the kind of tired you get from a lack of sleep, it was the kind that comes from months of frustration. You could tell he had been biting his tongue for a long time, and that live was his breaking point. Then came the first major revelation. Carlos spoke about Destiny's behavior off camera, and according to him, it was a problem. He claimed she became extremely difficult to work with. He alleged she didn't want to film, and when she did show up, she refused to share real details about her personal life. More than once, he said, she walked off set or shut down in the middle of a scene. The biggest issue, according to Carlos, was when Destiny completely ghosted production during a major group scene, which just happened to be the planned finale. When producers tried to follow up, Carlos said she told them she didn't show because she felt ambushed. Fans had already been noticing something off with Destiny. They said her energy on the show wasn't the same, her storylines weren't moving anywhere, and she looked disconnected.
Like, this is crazy. Like, people are really offering you money to come on this show and lie. So at that point, I was like, forget it. It's a lie. Like, now I don't believe anything.
So when Carlos said all this, it lined up for a lot of people. That missing finale scene had already left viewers wondering what was going on, and now Carlos's explanation seemed to fill in the blanks. But Destiny wasn't about to let Carlos have the last word. Within 24 hours, she went live on her own Instagram. She was calm but firm, you could sense the fire in her voice. She opened with a statement that got everyone's attention: I didn't get fired. I walked away. She then laid out her side. Destiny said that while Carlos and production were painting her as difficult, she was dealing with real-life struggles, a divorce, custody battles, and trying to keep her business afloat. She said she wasn't hiding her life from the cameras, she was just trying to survive it. According to Destiny, the problem was that when she didn't deliver the drama producers wanted, they labeled her uncooperative. Destiny also shared something that had people talking.
That's to say, is what you said about me. I am frugal. But for me to spend a Q coin, fly 9 hours, to go out the country, I'm there because I love you.
She claimed Carlos called her after a heated production meeting and told her she should be more grateful, allegedly using the phrase, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you." For Destiny, that was the moment she knew the show wasn't about real healing or sisterhood anymore. It was about control and ratings. Her words hit hard because, looking back, her scenes had felt disconnected. Maybe it wasn't that she was being fake, maybe production really was pushing for a version of her that didn't reflect her reality. When she said, "Y'all didn't want reality. Y'all wanted ratings," it made a lot of people stop and think. While Destiny was openly defending herself, LaTisha did the opposite. She went completely silent. And for someone known for quick clapbacks, that quietness was loud. Usually, if LaTisha's name is brought up in drama, she jumps in, whether it's a post, a story, or even a subtle emoji. This time, nothing. Her silence was even more suspicious. After Carlos dropped another revelation. He said there had been a serious altercation at a private dinner. Cameras weren't rolling, but it got so heated that security had to step in. He didn't name names, but fans started speculating immediately, and LaTisha's name came up more than once. Some insiders even claim she's in full damage control mode, avoiding social media, postponing podcast appearances, and locking everything down to keep from making things worse. That kind of silence often isn't by choice, it usually means someone's been advised to keep quiet. Then there's Miss Wanda, LaTisha's mother and one of the most polarizing figures in the show's history. According to rumors, production finally reached their limit with her. Allegedly, Carlos gave LaTisha an ultimatum, the show or Wanda. The reason? Cast members reportedly refused to film with Wanda anymore. They said she crossed personal boundaries, made threats, and brought in drama that went beyond TV entertainment, but LaTisha has always stood by her mom, even when Wanda's actions drew heavy criticism. If Carlos really did make her choose between her job and her mother, it's easy to see why she might walk away from the show. For LaTisha, family comes first, and that loyalty could explain why she's gone completely dark online. On top of all that, LaTisha may also be facing issues at home. Her marriage to Mauro has been a storyline since season 1, with rumors of cheating, public arguments, and counseling sessions. Now, some sources say the couple may be living apart. Allegedly, Mauro has stopped attending therapy, and LaTisha has emotionally checked out, focusing on her children and her own mental health. When someone as active as LaTisha suddenly disappears from all public spaces, no posts, no events, no interviews, it usually means they're dealing with something heavy behind the scenes. So, here's where things stand. Carlos made it clear he's done staying quiet. That Instagram live wasn't a stunt for ratings, it was the result of months of frustration. Destiny's not staying quiet either. She's already told her side and hinted that she might reveal even more, possibly in a YouTube series complete with receipts. Meanwhile, Carlos might be using this situation to clean house. His live didn't just sound like venting, it sounded like a reset. If he's removing anyone he feels is hurting the show's energy, we might see a very different cast next season. As for LaTisha, her silence is the biggest question mark. Between the behind-the-scenes drama, the Wanda situation, and her marriage troubles, she could be stepping away for good, or at least taking a long break. What's clear is that this situation has shifted the dynamic of the show in a big way. And from the looks of it, the drama isn't stopping anytime soon. So, what do you think? Was Carlos right to finally speak his mind? Do you believe Destiny's version of events? And what's really going on with LaTisha? The comments section is ready, and you already know I'll be right here watching with you. If more tea spills, I'll be back to break it all down. So that's where we are right now. Carlos has finally broken his silence, Destiny has fired back with her side of the story, and LaTisha's quietness is still the biggest mystery in all of this. Between the behind-the-scenes drama, the Wanda ultimatum, and the marriage rumors, there are so many moving parts it's hard to know what's real and what's just speculation. But one thing's for sure, the next chapter for love and marriage, Huntsville, could look completely different. Carlos sounds like he's ready to protect the brand at all costs, and that could mean major cast shakeups. Destiny seems far from done talking, and she's hinted at dropping more receipts. As for LaTisha, we'll have to wait and see if she speaks up or stays silent. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Carlos was right to put it all out there? Do you believe Destiny's version of events, or is there more to the story we haven't heard yet? And seriously, what's your take on LaTisha's disappearance from the spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe, and turn on that bell, because when the next tea spills, I'll be here to break it all down.